Hi, my name is B.Duffy, and this presentation is intended to provide a brief overview of makerspaces within school libraries. So, what even is a makerspace? A makerspace is a collaborative workspace for making, learning, exploring, and sharing, which foster critical STEM skills by providing hands on learning, encouraging critical thinking, and creativity. The resources that make up a makerspace can range from little to no cost consumables like paper, markers, paper clips, and straws, to more high tech, costly items like 3D printers, computers, and coding supplies. They combine the best of art, technology, math, and science in innovative ways for students of all ages, from elementary and beyond. Now that I've sparked your interest, where do you begin if you are interested in creating a makerspace? The U.S. Department of Labor states that the majority of students will land careers that do not currently exist, so librarians must sharpen patron skills to locate, evaluate, and effectively use resources, which can be applied to their learning beyond the classroom. To implement a makerspace, follow these steps. Research others' experiences with creating a makerspace, what works and what doesn't. Create objectives that relate back to school curriculum. What benefits will the students and school experience? Consider what the purpose behind it is. Discuss with your principal the steps you will take to create the makerspace. Share your objective and research to support your reasoning, and be prepared to answer questions, especially if you are seeking additional funding. Where in the library will it be housed? Will it be a regular feature, mobile, or only be set out at certain times? Keep in mind issues of accessibility. Determine how you will fund the makerspace, whether through school allocations, donations, or fundraising. Determine where the resources will be purchased or found. Do you have a library vendor that you are expected to purchase from? Finally, how will you implement the makerspace? You must be sure to market the makerspace not only to students, but to instructors as well, or it may fall flat. In terms of makerspaces, we don't want to spend time and resources creating one just for the heck of it. We need to ensure that it supports student learning and is teaching them valuable skills that can be carried with them long after they are out of school. As with any project, there are going to be those that are for it and those against it. Based on the information I've shared so far, consider if any major issues or benefits have jumped out to you. There are a number of benefits to the implementation of a makerspace that benefit both staff and students. Curiosity and interest. Introducing variety in teaching tools and methods keeps students interested. Hands-on, tangible experiences. Makerspaces allow students to look at the world around them and imagine new possibilities. Independent, student, or teacher-led. Makerspaces allow for much variety in the delivery of the learning process. Students can be given time to explore and create individually to promote independence and confidence, or be led in group learning by the librarian or teacher. Makerspace empowers students as creators, giving them tools and resources they may not otherwise have access to. They also promote instructional partnerships. Librarians serve others in so many ways, and collaboration is crucial. Through Makerspace instructional collaboration, partnerships can be built with instructional staff that can be carried through other curricular lessons. Finally, Makerspace encourages different ways of thinking, adding variety and excitement to traditional learning methods, and helps students see the world in a different way. Now, where there are benefits, there also loom some challenges. This can include accessibility, funding, and resources, and how the implementation may change with the stereotypical definition of a librarian's role. Accessibility. Are we considering the potential barriers that might prohibit certain learners from using these tools? When we consider that makerspace use is often attributed to a reward at the end of class or as an incentive, are students who are not high achieving academically or who learn at a slower pace being prohibited from the same experiences as their fellow classmates? Something as seemingly simple as the layout, where the makerspace is located, can provide a major issue for students who might have to use walkers or wheelchairs for mobility. The challenge that accessibility presents is that in order to maintain a space that is equally accessible to all, it would require an immense amount of time and effort in regards to monitoring and updating. This is difficult when you consider the long list of duties a librarian must accomplish. Funding. Both public and school libraries face issues with funding and budget cuts. So, finding the money to start a new makerspace can be difficult, though not impossible. This slide outlines some potential resources that librarians can look into in regards to funding their makerspace, such as connecting with school administrators, fundraising or partnering with local businesses, which will also help market your library program, or seeking low-cost options like thrift stores, garage sales, or repurposing unused supplies. Another argument against makerspaces is that they push librarians away from the more traditional librarian duties and literary work towards becoming a technology teacher. There is concern that this shift contributes to the theory that literature and literacy are impaired by the uptick in technology resources. However, there are ways that print materials and more traditional library lessons can converge with maker activities. Finding ways to be flexible with resources and time is crucial for a makerspace to flourish. How can we make small changes in our schedule to allow for the use of the makerspace within the core curriculum? You must start slow and evaluate what is and isn't working. More narrowly focus on how it's benefiting your student population, and then abandon what isn't working. By approaching maker activities as a tool to increase information literacy among students, we can take a powerful approach to make them more well-rounded learners. In our digital society today, it is important to consider the role technology plays in information literacy. It must go beyond information retrieval and consider how students apply what they learn. We want to promote that makerspaces are tools that are connected to the full learning experience. Information literacy and technology literacy work hand in hand to close the digital divide, which makes opportunities for our students more equitable. They encourage students to strategize, search, evaluate, engage, and implement, which are core components of information literacy. This list shows some of the benefits of a makerspace in terms of information literacy. Makerspaces can broaden the experiences and perspectives of students and can teach them that there are applications in which failure really can be an option and a learning opportunity. It also teaches students that on a deeper level, that they can apply lessons that are gained through makerspace discovery into classwork and real life. Once you have a makerspace set up, the work can't stop. It's essential for the librarian to continuously assess their makerspace to seek out the benefits it provides, while also recognizing areas in which it might underperform. In terms of curating and assessment, it should be treated as any other part of the library collection. Nick Tansey provides this list of questions the librarians should be asking themselves when assessing the collection. In my opinion, makerspaces are fantastic tools for librarians to implement in their space. However, that being said, they do provide a wide range of challenges. It just takes planning, perseverance, and flexibility. My biggest takeaway from my research is that makerspaces depend upon the accountability of the librarian. They don't start themselves, and they don't maintain themselves. It takes serious planning and communication to get one started. It requires assessment and evaluation to keep it going. Even librarians who think they don't have the means to start a makerspace can find a way, if only they start small and realize the positive impacts can only grow. Here is my question that I want you to consider. Imagine that you implemented a makerspace in a school library. How would you market this towards students and staff? What would the similarities and differences be in your marketing methods? I hope this presentation has sparked your interest in makerspaces and has pushed you to consider how you might be able to implement one in your library space, or how the fundamentals of it might impact your interactions with students or patrons in the future.